Hey everybody, welcome to the Stock Car Spectacle. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinsel.
That's right, we got the full crew together finally. I feel like it's been forever since we've had all three of us in here.
It's been a while.
It's been a struggle to get the whole squad together, that's for sure.
It really has. But guys, we are here. We're going to be reviewing New Hampshire. It was a wild weekend in New England. But before we dig into all that, let's start off with our diecast of the week. Nick, what'd you bring for us?
Alright, well, like you said, it's been a while since we've all been together. I wasn't here last week when you guys talked about Atlanta, so I brought the Daniel Hammer 2019 Poppy Bank Camaro because I brought this car to Atlanta and got it signed by Daniel. My gold Sharpie didn't work out as I hoped it would. It didn't work at all. So he signed it with the black ink. It was still awesome for him to sign it. It was awesome to see him again. Asked if he remembered my dad falling off the ladder a couple years ago at Chicagoland, like I always do, and yeah, sure enough, he did.
He'll never forget
I don't
that.
think he'll forget something like that, because
No.
the way he looked when he walked away from that, he's just like, oh, come on, man. I'm just trying to make this kid's day by signing his flag. I don't need any injury lawsuits on me. But yeah, always cool. I love the scheme. This is probably one of my favorite Poppy Bank cars. Yeah.
That paint scheme always reminds me of like the old Tony Stewart Home
Yeah,
Depot
right?
car. Yeah.
At first, when he first ran it, I was like, what the hell is Poppy Bank? Like, I never heard of it before. Like, I hear of other banks, so I looked it up the other day. And it's a weird one, but glad they're sponsoring my boy.
Yeah, they're still with him.
Not weird, they keep your boy racing,
there
man.
you go. I might have to take part in some Poppy Bank here, see what I can do.
Yeah, there you go. Start banking with them.
Switch my bank, so
There
we'll
you
see. Gotta rep my boy.
All right, Mike,
So-
what'd you bring from my collection?
So what'd I steal from Ian one more week? So, alright, still no progress on my apartment. So that being said, I am die-castless Mike once again. So I went rummaging through the endless die-cast collection of Ian, tried to find something that ties into the last week's craziness. So what I found was what should have been Eric Almirola's number 43 from Pocono, 2017. But that was when he was hurt, and Bubba made his first start in the Cup Series. That being said, they actually made a die-cast out of it. So, yep, brought in the 43 Smithfield Ford from then. That was before they even switched to Chevy. Even has Eric Almirola's name on the name rail and on the back window and everything, but it was Bubba's first start in the Cup Series.
And it's signed Darrell Wallace Jr.
Yeah.
Or Darrell
Oh, yeah.
Wallace, yeah.
So I got a bunch of signed diecast from Bubba, and it's like half are Bubba Wallace, half are Darrell Wallace Jr. I don't know what he differentiates between them, but one of them things, I guess.
Whatever he's feeling that day.
Apparently. So, no, I thought it was kind of a cool little card to play because, it ties into, my boy Bubba, and also little homage to Double A getting the very big, very underdog win this weekend.
Oh,
That.
Can't wait to talk about that one.
Oh boy.
What about you, big dog? What you got?
Alright, so for my diecast of the week, I brought in my 2018 Kevin Harvick New Hampshire win. With that fantastic battle between him and Kyle Busch at the track. That was about right when New Hampshire started getting really, really good.
That was the race that turned it on.
It was. And so, just a plain old Busch beer paint scheme. Gotta love it. And, we just got back from New Hampshire, so I thought I'd bring out this bad boy here.
Simple and beautiful.
Yep.
That's all you can say about a Busch car.
Absolutely. That in a Busch can as well.
There you go. Sponsor us.
Yeah, right? Alright, so before we dig into the show, Nick, we didn't have you on last week, so how was your time at Atlanta Motorspeedway, brother?
Well, besides Mike killing me on Sunday by giving me his cold, I say that the boys threw down and had a pretty awesome time. Like I said, got to meet Daniel Hemrick again. Ian, thank you very much for putting this all together and getting us those VIP passes and made the experience awesome. What a great racetrack. It's a shame that they're going to do what they're going to do to it because I thought we saw two great
as we
races.
speak right now,
As we speak right now, they're tearing it up. So it's a shame to see them do that. I'll keep a little bit of hope, but it ain't going to be too high.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought we saw two great races, and we got to hang out with Dalton and Dakota. We finally got to meet them. Connor was just a little bum and didn't want to get away from work, but I'm sure he'll be joining us at the track soon. Yeah, awesome weekend, but yeah, and then Mike killed me on Sunday.
Sorry about you, man. Nothing I could do about it.
I have recovered from the gamble Hotlanta virus. Yeah, because Sunday was miserable.
So, Man, I thought I just had a little sniffles and a little cough. Next thing I know, I killed the whole squad, basically.
Well, it was kind of our fault, so we all did share the bottle of moonshine, so...
That's what did it.
That's on us right there, because I remember telling my girlfriend that happened, and then she was like, well, you're an idiot. You shared the jar of shine with Mike, and he was sick. And I was like, yeah, he got me there.
Nobody ever accused us of being smart and making good decisions.
Especially at a NASCAR race. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it was
We
awesome.
don't think when we're at NASCAR races.
It was awesome. It'll be a couple months before I'm back at the track. I'll be there at Martinsville with Ian and my dad.
And someone from DITV.
Somebody's gonna take the last ticket. It's gonna be a dogfight between Connor and Dakota. It looks like.
Yeah.
I don't care what it takes. It's just somebody take it, so I don't get my money wasted.
Highest bidder.
Highest bidder gets it. Yeah. Yeah. Overall, it was an awesome weekend for sure.
It was a fantastic time, man. Oh
Yes, absolutely.
Alright guys, and before we dig into everything, make sure you check out all of our merchandise on Spreadshirt.com, all created by our good buddy Dalton Good. You can get hats, shirts, sweatshirts, even coffee mugs. We'll have the link down below, so make sure you get some Stock Car Spectacle merch.
Yeah, but great Stock Car Spectacle merch, but I think this shirt takes the cake.
Yeah.
This is badass.
We gotta get an up-close picture of that.
This is badass looking Denny Hamlin shirt that I got for free at the track at Atlanta.
At the offer pad.
At the offer pad booth. I don't know what I was signing up for, but stuff's gonna be showing up. Letters are gonna be showing up at my house very soon.
You can buy a house, you didn't know about
You can buy a house, probably. That's probably what they got me to agree to.
Yeah, right.
Got this badass shirt though.
From his car from Atlanta. That was
Him and
awesome.
Harry both were running these kind of cars.
Yeah.
Harrison had his face on his, and then what a goofy looking scheme! It's like
What a goofy idea.
It's like a Corey LaJoy scheme amped up.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
And even Bubba, he had his face on the Dr. Pepper car.
What was
earlier
going
this
on,
year.
man?
A
Why
lot
do
of
people
face
want?
on cars. And then Corey LaJoy's got another thing going on right now with Spire that
He's got the built bar.
yeah,
car.
but you could put your face on that car. I
Yeah.
think. It's like, man, a lot
Faces
of
on the
faces
right.
on cars this year.
Gotta love it. Alright, so now let's talk some New Hampshire, boys. We started off with the Xfinity Series. And I just want to start off 21 to go in stage 1. Old Riley Herbst at it again. Cannot stay out of trouble. We had the cars piling up on the restart. They made the accordion effect, and Brandon Jones got right into Riley Herbst. The two heroes of the Xfinity Series right there, boys.
As much as I dislike Riley Herbst as a race car driver, I can't put that one on him. It's just he saw it. He saw what was going on in front of him, but nobody else behind him did.
Yeah.
But of course, Riley Herbst, Brandon
He's just a
Jones.
wreck magnet.
That's exactly. It wasn't his fault, but it's always him. He just finds it.
So it was
man.
him and Brandon Jones, and they were both in that one
always
wreck.
find it somehow, some way.
I would love to see if there's an incident counter, like what they did for Natalie Decker when she was in the truck.
Yeah.
I would love to see an incident counter on that 98 car, but man, Tony Stewart's just gotta be like, what am I doing here, man?
Money, money, money.
Money, money,
Dude,
money.
you're getting
What?
that freaking monster money right now. I don't think he's hurting too
You're
bad.
not hurting too bad, but Riley Herbst will be when he's working in a gas station.
You know what?
Oh.
Ever since Riley Herbst joined Stewart Haas Racing, the Cup team has been on a slope going downhill.
Terrible.
I blame Riley Herbst.
Coincidence? We think.
Terrible
it is.
Herbst equals terrible SHR.
That's because they've probably been pumping all of their money into Riley Herbst, man. They just forgot about their Cup team.
Hey guys, they did win this weekend though, so
They did.
that's minor detail maybe. Just
They did win this weekend, but yeah, Riley Herbst. I can't wait for him to be working at a gas station next year.
He's gonna be working at Terrible Herbst.
I'll go pay him a visit.
There you go.
buy a can of Monster.
I'll buy a candy.
All right, then Christopher Bell, he was in this race. He ended up winning stage 1 and stage 2. Allmendinger, he was messing around with my boy Noah Gregson all day, ended up sending Noah into the wall. Guys, either Allmendinger looks like one of the best drivers on the track, or he just looks like a complete moron, and he's trying to move everyone out of the way. I feel like ever since he's gotten like a few Xfinity wins, he's kind of, in contention for that championship spot. He just thinks he's top shit at this point.
Well, especially too, like if you go back and look at the incident that kind of set him off, I guess, where Noah kind of got into him. It was just kind of like a short track racing deal, like kind of both going for the same spot and got a little nose on him, and he hit Noah back like 2-3 times, just crazy.
Yeah.
Just tone it down there a little bit, Dinger. You ain't exactly the guy that's won 40 races in the last 15 years in this series or anything.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, it's like Ian said, AJ Allmendinger's either going to go to victory lane or he's going to tear something up, and that's what we're seeing here, and that's why I will continue to argue that I don't think he's ever going to get back in the Cup Series. I don't think he's going to want it, because those boys are going to beat him up down there, or beat him up there, because he's beating these guys around down here.
Well, yeah, he said he wasn't even having fun. He was like depressed when he was running the Cup Series, and now he's having fun beating up the younger guys.
He's having fun playing pinball with race cars. He's the wrecker out there. Either wins races or tears something up.
Exactly, man. That's what he does.
Hey, Ricky Bobby worked out for him, man. We had the slingshot last week, and Ricky Bobby wrecking everything this week, man. Here we go.
There you go. All right, and then Bell, he ended up going 3 for 3 at New Hampshire in the Xfinity Series. They didn't run there last year, so nobody won the race. So, Bell was in that 54, and he just straight up dominated, just like anybody does in that 54 car. That's just a super car at this point. Guys, Christopher Bell, 3 for 3.
You put a guy with 100% win percentage at New Hampshire in the 54 against this field. Obviously, Kyle Busch lists him being in the car Kyle normally runs.
Yeah.
Recipe for checkered flag every single time.
Well, especially a guy like Christopher Bell, he only had 16 wins in the only 2 years that he drove in the Xfinity Series.
It's not really great or anything.
It's not great or anything.
He's not like a stud down there. Or anything,
dude, that 54 car is every single week. It's almost like it's just a battle for second place every weekend.
I don't think Gale misses the Cup Series that much right now.
Yeah,
he wins everything.
He was pretty pissed off that he lost his spot in the Cup Series, and then he just said, "We're gonna go out and dominate."
He's contending for checkers every week.
He pretty much said, "We're just gonna go dominate. We're gonna go destroy him." And doesn't matter who's in the 54 car. Ty Gibbs, Kyle Busch, Christopher Bell,
One of us.
Yeah.
One of us. I mean, Ty Dillon struggled a little bit in that car, but and they put Truex in there. So yeah, they got superstars in that car, and they expect to go out and win, and that's what they do.
You guys want to see how good Chris Gale really is? Let's pair him with Brandon Jones.
Wow.
You get him to victory lane, I'm a believer.
Yeah.
I think he'll quit after 3 races. He's going to be tired of wrecked race cars. So yeah, pretty much the Xfinity Series is now the battle for second place with the Xfinity regulars.
And our boys had a nice little battle for second most of the race. Hemrick and Allgaier going back and forth, battling, changing lines.
I wish we would have showed the 7 the bumper at some point. He was holding us up, but yeah, good racing.
You're too nice.
No, he's way too nice. That's the thing.
See, that's Hemrick's problem, man. He needs to start putting the bumper on some guys, man.
Well, he did put his fist on someone's face earlier this year, so I'll give him that.
Okay, good. All right.
I'll give him that. But
Hey, me and Hemrick are good now. We took that picture together. We're good.
We'll rip that Band-Aid off. It looks like we wanted to.
They buried the hatchet, man. Why can't you?
Yeah, right? What the hell?
But no, he's got to be more aggressive like that, because I do feel like he got held up a little bit there by the 7 car, because he was the fastest car besides Christopher Bell. So, but it was a good battle between the 7 and the 18 almost all day long. I'll give it that.
But I feel like that's also half of what makes New Hampshire a really fun racetrack lately is, yeah, sure, you can get to the other cars, but passing is hard. You have to time it up perfectly.
Especially with what Hemrick was trying to do. You can't really pass a good car, on the bottom of the racetrack. You're going to stall out there because he didn't have the best car to roll through the center like you need at New Hampshire, so that's what happened every single time. You try and pass a good car on the bottom, it's not going to happen.
No, you got to beat him the outside.
That's what he kept trying to do, and then at some point I'm just like, all right, dude, show him the bumper, let's get on with our day here. But awesome battle between Hemrick and Allgaier. I can't wait to see the more exciting battles that they're going to have later this year.
Hopefully. Yeah. But yeah, I was excited. I was surprised too. I thought, the way that track was racing, we're going to see more guys kind of dooring each other, especially with, how crazy that series gets. And it's kind of what you would have to do to pass there. You can't really pass as clean. Sometimes you got to use those fenders and them doors. And it's really going to happen a lot, with the exception of Mr. AJ Dinger. Didn't really see a boatload of it.
There's moving a guy out of the way, and then there's just pulling the home, and Dinger like, I'm going to use him
put you in the wall, buddy.
Move him out of the way or move him to the 4th row, get a hot dog.
Yeah.
So,
and I know we were very skeptical at first when they said there was going to be no PJ1 this weekend.
Yes.
But it worked out perfectly because we thought, this track was like one of the only tracks where PJ1 actually works well.
Yeah.
They took it off and it made the racing even better.
Yeah. Yeah, you saw, you know, different lines that you wouldn't normally see. And I mean, everywhere it had grip, it was just whether everybody could roll the outside line pretty well, it seemed like. Now it was whether or not you could roll that inside line.
And the
or
only
not.
car that could really roll that inside and roll through the center of that corner was 54.
Yeah,
and
Chris
that's
Ravel
why,
could put it anywhere
that's
he wanted.
why he won that race by 5-6 seconds.
Well, that's why he's 3 for 3
Yeah,
at New
that's
Hampshire
also
as
why
well.
he's-
The guy
yeah.
is just unbelievable at this track.
He was putting that car all the way down onto the flats in the turns to kind of really get that turn going. And he just has that place figured out. I don't know.
Hell,
what it
even on a
is,
few
but-
restarts, your boy Allgaier, he was down on the bank.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Some
he
of
was
them almost
trying,
got down
yeah.
there on the apron there a little
Yeah.
bit.
He couldn't do it as well as Bell, but yeah, I mean, you had to really have your car turning well to make that inside line work.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you would do just like you said. They could get like kind of side by side in the
You're
corner, but
washed
you're getting
up.
beat off corner exit every single
See,
time.
that was it. Hemrick had him on entry. Allgaier had the drive off because he was on the top. And that's
Yeah.
the place you want to be.
Yep.
See, you give him a little ding there
And then-
in the apex, and he doesn't get the drive off.
Yeah,
right at
see,
the
that's
spot,
what-
so-
Yeah.
That's what we gotta learn,
Yeah.
Danny boy. We gotta learn
Well,
some aggression here.
Yeah. That's what's going to win you races, man.
You don't gotta kill him, just a little touch. You
Just
know,
a little
kinda slow
bump,
him
get
down a little
take
bit.
the air off of him
Yeah.
a little bit, get him loose. You don't even have to touch. Yeah.
Bump and run, man.
Bump and
Part of
run.
racing, man. This ain't open wheel racing. Cars can touch. It's all right.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially these cars, these Xfinity cars. You can,
Yeah.
Oh,
you can
yeah.
use them up pretty good.
Yep, gotta love those composite bodies. Alright, so now let's move on to the Cup Series race. And guys, the race started off with a little bit of mist. And then, around like lap 4, lap 5,
Lap 8.
lap 8, yeah. It just started downpouring, and we saw Kyle Busch, Martin Truex Jr., and Denny Hamlin all follow each other. They slip and slide. Kyle Busch goes into the wall. Truex hits the wall a little bit, gets a little bit of damage. Denny stays off of it. He's able to save his car, but Kyle Busch ended his day with that, and he was bumping the pace car too.
Yeah.
He was livid, and he even said in his interview, like, I can't say what I'm going to say or I'm going to get in trouble.
Yeah.
Which I was actually really disappointed in. I had my popcorn ready.
I wanted 2011 Rowdy out there, man.
Oh,
I was waiting for 4-letter words and everything else, and we'd be reading about fines this morning. But
Yep.
no, he was, obviously visibly upset, and you can't really fault him for that. But yeah, a lot more reserved than we usually see Kyle Busch in a situation like that. A lot more kind of mature. And,
this is
going off.
Especially
in the
what we
deep
saw
end.
on the race car with him actually bumping the pace car. Like,
Yeah.
he could have spun out the pace car. Like, that was really dangerous and stupid. What he was doing.
Absolutely.
It
But-
was, but I mean, rightfully so. I mean, that's a big mistake there by NASCAR to let that thing go green as long as it did. Maybe a little mist early on, you're okay, but when you got every single driver, all 36 drivers on the radio say, "Hey man, it's kind of raining hard here in turn 1 and 2," and they're just looking away on that one. So I get the frustration of Kyle Busch. I mean, you're the leader and you get junked on lap 8 and your day's done.
I feel like they just looked at last week at Atlanta. It was sprinkling the whole time during the final stage when we were out there watching
Right.
the race. Things were going well. It could have started downpouring out of nowhere, and then they were like, maybe this will work, and then nope.
Well, I just think it's one of those things you can't have a perfect system for everything.
No.
So, you can hear what the drivers are saying, but you can't just go by that because the drivers are emotional in the cars. The drivers have their own agendas. If you just went by what the driver said, you're the leader, overcast day, 50 to go, it's pouring out here, call the race. We've all heard him on the radio.
Shit, that's what Eric Almirola did in Atlanta.
Yeah.
He tried staying out because and then he was like, "Oh, it's downpouring here. We gotta
Right.
stop here." And then you got your second place car. It's like, it's not even raining, bro.
Yeah, I just think it was the perfect storm of their protocol is, they talk to Kip in the pace car because he's the one down there. He sees what's going on. They talk to the tower. They communicate back and forth, relayed on what the drivers are saying. And, that pop-up shower came up like this.
Yep.
It was within a couple laps and boom, it's pouring. There probably isn't a perfect protocol for, hey, what happens if a storm comes up out of nowhere and just starts downpouring within 3 laps? Like, what do you do? So
Can't really do anything.
you can't prepare for everything. It's impossible. It sucks. It made NASCAR look bad. Really unfortunate if you're a fan of most of the Joe Gibbs racing cars, and probably Alex Bowman because he got collected a little bit too.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, like I said, you just can't have a perfect system for every little scenario. You kind of just got to roll with what you got. Can they do some things better to probably alleviate in the future? Sure. Always can, but...
Yeah, I think they were just a lap too late there. I think that lap 7 they should have called that, but It happens. It's unfortunate, but for Kyle Busch, it's not really too much of a ding. If this was Kyle Busch fighting for a playoff spot right now, then I think we would see a little rowdy Busch right there.
Wins now.
But he's got 2 wins comfortably in the playoffs. That race didn't really hurt him. He got to go on vacation early.
Yeah.
Look on the bright side, buddy.
Yeah. Yeah, New Hampshire for Kyle Busch, it doesn't.
There are
really worked
22
out.
laps in the since 2019 that he's completed here.
Good Lord.
22
Wow.
laps out of 602.
Yeah, you know, I wouldn't consider Kyle Busch bad at any track, but
Old Lobster hasn't been too kind to him lately.
yeah, maybe a track that really hasn't worked out well for him lately. Definitely New Hampshire. He is definitely not a fan of the East Coast.
Yeah, that's for sure. All right, and then we had the lengthy rain delay come out. Worked out for you.
Worked out for me perfectly. I was supposed to get off of work I got off of work at 4 o'clock yesterday, and I was expecting to roll in here with like maybe 60 to go. But nope, once I saw the incident, I was like, oh, they're gonna red flag this. Nice little rainstorm came through. I was like, oh, this
Right
is
when you
looking
got
good.
here is when they
Literally
restarted.
right when I got into the basement down here, the engines were refired, ready to go. I got to see pretty much the entire thing. So worked out perfectly for me.
Yeah, thank God for the rain delay.
absolutely. Yeah. So
Yeah, so then we had Mr. Blaney going on to win stage 1. He was looking really, really promising throughout this race.
yeah, love to see the speed, love to see the stage wins. You need that stuff going into the playoffs. That's a playoff point for the 12 team. You know, he's kind of fighting for, I think he's like the top guy in points out of the drivers with 1 win right now. So
Yeah.
he's giving you a little better spot going in the playoffs.
Yeah. And then stage 2, we had a great battle with Blaney and Kozlowski, 2
Yeah.
teammates going at it. I was good to
That's
see
just-
both of them giving each other the bumper.
That's a product of real racing right there.
Yeah.
750 horsepower. It just worked. It was so awesome to see that. No PJ, no PJ1. Those two just battling it out, and
Yeah.
that was just that battle for the lead right there. That was just awesome, real hard racing right
Yeah.
there.
And I thought it was a testament of, you know, using your equipment. Both guys I thought could roll the inside and the outside
Yeah.
incredibly well.
Oh, yeah.
And just racing each other hard but respectfully, both being teammates, and just a whole lot of fun to watch.
Think about those 2 drivers. They're probably one of the 2 most respectful drivers in the field right now.
Yeah, and they
I gotta
really
say.
and they raced each other hard. They got the bumper on each other, but nothing, you know, egregious.
Nothing what Joey would do.
Yeah, I say sort of a teammate comes up there probably.
Dude, if that was Joey
facing the wrong
battling
way.
with Blaney
See you, bud.
he would have been at the 12th row eating a hot dog.
Yeah.
It wouldn't be the first, second, or 5th time Blaney had been flipping him off because he smoked him. So
Yeah. Yeah, so then Mr. Brad, he went on to win stage 2. Some good points for Kozlowski.
yeah.
And then towards the end of the race, NASCAR was saying for a while that they were going to decrease the laps to 10 laps to go when it started getting too dark. We were at 18 laps, and they brought it down 10 laps ago. It was getting a little too dark. I don't know. A lot of guys said that they could have gone the whole way,
I
but
could have. I mean, remember the Martinsville 2015 race with Jeff Gordon?
they went the
Yeah,
whole
It
way.
was pitch black by the time
Yeah.
he was doing burnouts.
Mhm.
So-
Yeah, they had the spotlight on them. Yeah.
But I will say one thing I did like about it. I don't agree with the call, but one thing I do like about it put a lot of urgency. Remember how,
Yeah.
again, coming out into stage 3, how hard Blaney and
Right.
Kozlowski battled once again.
Yep.
Probably ended up what cost both of them the race. Although, yeah, Eric had the best car.
Yeah.
But, you know, both of them to use their stuff up, just fighting each other, because you don't know when they're going to call that race, so you have to try to get the lead and hold on to it. So,
Well, another thing I liked about it, like I didn't like the call, but I liked that they gave the teams enough time to prepare for it. They didn't just say
Yes.
they didn't say randomly like, oh, yep, 10 laps to go.
Yeah.
And they was like, what the.
They
Yeah.
gave them the whole
They
window
gave
throughout
them-
the final stage.
They give them
Yeah.
the whole stage. They're like, if this has to happen, it's going to happen. Just to let you know. So I got teams prepare for it, and then it was nicely
yeah.
done.
And you got to see some different strategies. Your boy Matty D tried to stay out, and you ride it out as long as he could, hoping that they were going to call it. Didn't work
It
out
worked,
for him, but
yeah.
hey, it was a viable option. Could have worked out.
Yeah.
But see, this is the strategy play here is, to me, where both the 2 and the 12 went wrong. You know, at that point in the race, the 10 car was the best car on the track, and it wasn't really all that close. The only way you were going to beat them is to get off cycle with them. So, and you had to come to pit road before him. That was the only way it was ever going to work.
Yeah.
So, what do they both do? Pit after him at the same time. No, I think Blaney came in with him, and Kess pitted the lap after him.
Yeah.
Yep.
Or no, Kess pitted before them, and then he came in with Blaney. It's like, I know it's going to be monkey see, monkey do, but the only chance you had was to try to, beat him out on strategy, kind of like what Kyle Busch tried to do at Kurt at Atlanta.
Yeah.
That was the only way it was going to happen, and, you missed your opportunity. But all in all, though, an absolutely phenomenal race.
It was awesome.
Yeah, phenomenal. Really cool to see that Eric Almirola actually had a piece with him during the day. The guy has been terrible throughout the entire season. What do you say, 28th in points?
He was 27th in points, 500 points back at least from that playoff cut line, and yeah, it was just crazy that he had a piece all day. This wasn't just some fluke win. Like, this wasn't no strategy call. This wasn't any of that. Eric Almirola had the best car all day. How about that? Tony Stewart wins the SRX championship the night before, and then Eric Almirola goes to victory lane. What a turnaround for that team right there.
Pretty unbelievable.
One of the ultimate underdog situations to come through and get a win there, and just major playoff implications.
Dominated.
Absolutely changes the whole playoff landscape.
Oh boy, I can't wait to talk about that in the classroom.
With these last 4 races until the line, unless you're Austin Dillon or Ross Chastain, who are right on the line, you have to win at this point. That through the biggest monkey wrench, and if you don't win at this point, it's over for you.
These past 2 weeks, you had Kurt Busch winning, and then we got Eric Almirola.
Yeah.
Give me 1 or 2 more winners, new winners below the cut line, and then Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin are going to start breathing heavy there. I mean, it's just going to be insane. But yeah, how about that for Almirola? Just straight up dominated. And who would have thought he would have been the first car to win for Stewart-Haas Racing this season? Actually, you really look at it, he's the only car who's won all year for Stewart-Haas Racing. He won the Duel at Daytona, he won the All-Star Open segment, and then he goes to victory lane here.
Absolutely insane. If you would have told me at the beginning of the year that he would get the first win for SHR in July. Well, would have never, ever been able to predict that.
Hey, man.
But, perfect time for him, it's kind of come out, he's probably out of a contract towards the end of the year. And also, too, I was reading today, too, Smithfield has changed their CEO like twice since he's gone to SHR. I think twice within the last year, actually.
Oh, wow.
So, anytime you get a new CEO to a company like that that's a major NASCAR sponsor, you don't know if they're coming back. You don't know if they're going to renew. So, you get a big win, something like that, maybe that changes some minds. Maybe that, perks some heads.
Well, it definitely does.
So,
Yeah, it has to. That was just insane. I don't think anybody had that one coming. I think Eric Almirola was like plus 2,500 on DraftKings to win the race. And somebody...
That might have been low, really.
Somebody won like $3,000 yesterday because they put a bet on Eric Almirola.
Yeah.
So, just insane. You could... That's fairy tale stuff right there, that he's the first one to win for SHR when you had a guy who won 9 races for that organization last year.
Yeah, it's perpetual championship contender.
Jeez.
It blows my mind, but... I hope that lobster goes good with your bacon, Mr. Almirola.
Oh, there you go. But, yeah, just a crazy day at the racetrack. Crazy race.
Another successful weekend at New Hampshire, boys.
Yes.
Like you said, ever since the Harvick-Busch battle there back a couple of years ago, the racing there just got better and better. Because like I said, I've told you guys numerous times, I was one of those who always wanted New Hampshire off the schedule. But now, with the racing that they're putting on, give them their second date back.
Now we're thinking about going there for a race, man.
Give them their second date back. I mean, they deserve it. That was an awesome race. All weekend long again.
Absolutely. All right, boys. Got anything else to add before we end our New Hampshire review?
No, just, the NASCAR world was dropped on its head with that win. Absolutely crazy to see, what we're going to have the last 4 races come to the playoffs. And, I'm super excited for it. Great race. Absolutely phenomenal race.
I'm scared. These last few races are going to have me sweating, man. I don't even want to think about it.
I got to win, so I don't have too much pressure on me. Like, I'm not sweating it like you, who's in right now with your points. But, yeah, hey, he's got to go out and win, so.
Yeah, pretty much. I would say at this point, Denny's pretty secure on points.
Am I the only one at the table right now that can just kind of breathe and
I mean, sure, like I said,
screw you. It's always the other way. I'm always one like, man, this sucks.
Even one new winner below the cut line. Like, say Matty goes out and wins a race at one of these upcoming races. then Kevin Harvick and Denny Hamlin are going to be breathing very.
I just don't like it because we still have Daytona for the regular season, and
Well, it's like Anthony Alfredo go win Daytona. And then well, he actually might not be in the top 30 in points, so he might not get it regardless.
Almirola barely was.
Yeah, he barely
Yeah.
won 27, man.
So
now he's good.
We got all that to talk about on the Kids with Five.
Oh boy, I can't
There
wait.
we
So, guys, thanks for tuning in. Make sure to like our videos, subscribe to our channel. Make sure you hit the bell so you get notifications every time that we upload new content. Again, make sure to check out our merchandise on Spreadshirt. We're going to have the link below. Follow me, Nick, and Mike on Twitter, along with the Stock Car Spectacle account. Make sure to tune into our shows this week. We got Kinsel's Classroom coming up, and we got Ian's Pit Stop, so make sure to tune into those episodes coming up later this week. Check out Koto's Mojo with me, Adam Cornwell, and Patrick Koto. We are getting back together this week, finally doing a show again, so you can find that on all podcast platforms. So, guys, thanks for tuning in. I'm Ian Jortson.
I'm Mike Gamble.
And I'm Nick Kinsel.
And we'll see you guys next time.